Hello, my name is Justin Ellis, and I'm here to act as your guide to library tools and resources. Whether you're a distance learning student exploring web-based tools or a freshman starting that first big research paper, you've come to the right place. We're here to help. In this slideshow, we'll begin by discussing how to choose an appropriate research topic and refine it down to a research question. We'll weigh the pros and cons of search engines, and finally, I'll provide you with some strategies for finding timely, peer-reviewed articles through the library's databases. Are you ready? Let's get started. First, let's think about your research topic. If you're choosing your own topic, remember that your purpose is to advance knowledge on your topic. Your topic of choice should be something of interest to you and your audience. Remember, your level of interest or lack thereof will be reflected in your writing. Ideally, you'll want to choose a topic that isn't too broad or vague. Good research papers strive to answer or address a specific question with evidence. As you refine your general topic down to a research question, think about the scope of the assignment. For example, you would be hard-pressed to write a good 5-page paper on a broad topic like the Civil War. Entire books have been written on specific battles and events from that time period. Let's take another example. Say I'm interested in transportation engineering. I could narrow that down to transportation engineering in Georgia or transportation engineering in Metro Atlanta, but to take it one step further, let's put it in the form of a question. We could ask something along the lines of, would variable speed limits ease traffic congestion on Interstate I-285? Great, we have our research question. Now let's hit Google. Wait, not so fast. While search engines are great for online shopping or searching for preliminary information, they're not a great place for serious research. Why? Well, let's take a look. Our keyword search from our research question yielded 2 million hits. That's more information than we need, at least within the scope of our assignment. What's more is that the information may not be accurate. Google indexes web pages and uses algorithms to retrieve the most popular search results. The problem with that is that anyone can create a web page, and it is often difficult, but not impossible, to verify accuracy of certain sites, especially .com sites. There are methods to find reliable web pages on the internet, but that's a topic we'll discuss in another video. Fortunately, as a student, you have access to a wealth of library databases. What are library databases? Library databases provide organized, searchable access to reliable resources like scholarly journals, conference proceedings, and technical reports. The library pays for access through content providers like EBSCOhost. Kennesaw State University uses SuperSearch as their search bar on the main library web page. Through SuperSearch, you can search all the EBSCO databases that Kennesaw State subscribes to. Scholarly journals, e-journals, are indexed within a database, and they will contain scholarly or peer-reviewed materials. Scholarly journals have a sole focus to advance knowledge in a particular field. Articles are written by experts, then reviewed by other experts. That's through a process called peer review, before those articles are published. Let's explore a few strategies for searching databases. Again, Kennesaw State University students can start with SuperSearch. And yes, it does look like a search engine, but it operates a little differently. You can start with the alphabetical listings of e-journals, research guides, or search journals by topic. If you go to the research guide, you'll find lots of resources. These resources are curated by the subject librarian for your major. From the subject guide, you can explore these curated resources like the primary databases for the field. Also, pay close attention to a few pieces of information: the icon key and the listing for your subject librarian, typically found on the right. Again, the major databases will be listed. Here we see the subject guide for American Studies at Kennesaw State Universities. We can find books, web resources, etc., all from these tabs at the top. Let's go to Find Articles to see the major databases. Subject databases. Here we have a listing of the major subject databases. American History and Life with full text, American periodicals. Over to our right, we have specific academic journals, American Quarterly, Journal of American Culture, Journal of Popular Culture. Let's go back to SuperSearch and the research tools. Again, as I said, you can search databases by the subject field. Let's take a look. Here we have all our databases listed alphabetically by subject and databases by information type. Again, as I mentioned, we have the Find It key for finding full-text scholarly articles and the icon key that gives us more information about databases. Say, for example, whether something's new this semester, you'll see this green button. Let's go back to Art and Design. These are the major databases for art and design. We have JSTOR, ArtStore, etc. Here's a database that's new this semester as indicated by the green button. Back to our research tools and SuperSearch. Bear in mind that if you're logging in, since the library pays for these resources, you may be required to authenticate using your Kennesaw State University ID. Since I have a Georgia Tech ID, I'll be searching Georgia Tech's databases. To go back to our research topic, I'll be exploring the research guide for transportation engineering. Georgia Tech uses Primo as the primary discovery tool. From Primo search bar, I can search articles, books, etc. You'll see articles, books, and then the Everything tab from the drop-down menu. Again, while the search bar looks like a search engine, it operates in a different way. If we think back to our question, we'll need to pare it down by omitting some unnecessary words, single letters, and any punctuation. In Primo, you can use phrase searching to find search terms in a specific order. Say I'm looking for the term social media, as I have listed here. I have it in quotation marks so that both words are searched for in that sequence, and we can see the listings. We can also look to our left to find where the items are available in the library, if there's physical item, if there's full text online. We can see which collection, again, social media. We've used our quotation marks. Listing of resources. You see we have online access. You can refine the results. Again, there's full text online, and then we have print copies in the library. Search by collection, search by the resource type just below, books or other media. You can search by subject, related subject fields, social media, social networks, other similar subject terms. Remember, in Primo, you can use phrase searching to find search terms in a specific order. Just as we use social media as one example, let's think about phrase searching for proper titles and names. Here we have the term Pride and Prejudice, or the title Pride and Prejudice. Notice that we have it in quotation marks. That pulls up the listing here. The library has online access. Again, don't forget the quotation marks. We could use a similar method with something, a title like The Old Man in the Sea. We'd want quotation marks to make sure that all those terms were searched together in that order. Moving on along, you'll see that there is an advanced search option for Primo, but I typically go through the specific research guides to search the databases for a little bit better results. We'll go back to the Transportation Research Guide in just a moment, but let's scroll through the listing of research guides. You'll see Transportation Engineering. Again, you've also noticed that we have subject guides for specific classes. Here we are at the Transportation Engineering home page, or research guide. You'll see the tabs along the top for technical reports, standards, books, articles, data sets. Let's go to articles and primary databases. Here are our primary databases. Let's go to EBSCO Applied Science and Technology Abstracts. Try that one first. Again, you'll notice the Subject librarian information to your right. We're here at EBSCOhost, the main page, searching applied science and technology abstracts in the general search bar. Let's click the advanced search. Under the advanced search, we have several options. From the drop-down menus, we can choose one of the subject fields: title, author, subject terms, source, abstract. Since we're not looking for a specific title, we'll go subject terms. We see our Boolean operators, more about those in a moment. We see search modes as Boolean phrasing. We can click and select linked full text to find full text articles. We'll click scholarly peer-reviewed journals. We could enter the name of the publication if we knew it, or the date, but since we don't have either of those for this particular search, we'll skip those fields. We would like to search for articles under document types. And then let's search for academic journals. We'll forego periodicals since we're looking for scholarly material. And here are our search fields. Let's go back and talk for a moment about Boolean operators, and, or, and not. Boolean operators are a symbolic logic system developed by 19th century mathematician George Boole. We use these in database searching to narrow and define our search. We also use other search terms and terminology. We'll discuss some of the other search terms and terminology, things like modifiers, in just a moment. For the moment, let's go back to the Boolean operators. And is the most common Boolean operator, and it retrieves results that all have the same specified terms. So if I'm doing a search for apples and oranges, all the articles or results hits, so to speak, would contain both terms. So we could use that with a variety of terms. With some databases, you'll see that we have that terminology built in. Now let's go back to our research question, variable speed limits. When we type in variable speed limits, we're treating that as a single search term. We could break that up, but for better results, to try and get material that's all related to that phrase, we've put that in the subject term box with the Boolean operator and for the next phrase, traffic congestion. Again, we're using those two words as a phrase. In some databases, we might want to use quotation marks like we used in Primo. And we do the search and we do see our results. Remember, we've clicked full text and scholarly peer-reviewed articles. So those are our results. So relatively successful. Let's try something else. Let's try another question related to traffic engineering. Let's say, do cell phones have an impact on traffic accidents? That might be a better example. If we were to put cell phone accidents all as one term, we might have problems because the database would treat it all as one phrase. So let's split that up as cell phone as one phrase, and as our operator, and accidents as the other term. And then we'll do a search. This might produce better results. Again, ensuring that every record retrieved covers both concepts, cell phones and traffic accidents. And yes, we've retrieved several results. Now, talking about the other operators, or for example, or will retrieve results with at least one of the two search results that you include, say apples or oranges, one or the other, smartphones or cell phones. Or is good if you're looking for related terms or synonyms. Not is the third Boolean operator. Not is what we would use when we're trying to exclude certain terms from our search results. So if we were to search for apples, but we don't like Granny Smith apples, we'd say apples not Granny Smith. We could say smartphones not Android to discount or not retrieve any results about Android smartphones. Truncation is another useful tool for searching. Here we have shortened a term, engineering, down to the root of the word to look for synonyms or plurals of that word, engineers, engineering, etc. Here I brought up a PDF full text from our search results. We have information just to the side, the DOI for the article. You can save, print, Email it to yourself, add it to your folder, use the citation tool to get the APA or MLA format, or the persistent URL to get the hyperlink. That's all our time. Have a great day.